broken kid in a broken home to rise beyond their circumstances? The answer is yes. For those of you who wonder if America is a racist country, take a look at how people come together. All of God's people come together.
Good morning, Black women. I came to talk to you about voting, right? Now, I'm not sure which content creator put up the post today asking the question about who Black women would vote for in the presidential race. But it was very disturbing to me to see the amounts of Black women who misguidingly said that they are going to vote for Republicans. Now, understand, I'm not a person, nor do I believe in that mentality of voting down the line or being in love with the party that you claim you represent or you're a member of, because I think that's just blind loyalty and stupidity. But it is very problematic for Black women to be publicly and honestly believing that the Republican Party, regardless of all the problems both parties have, that they're going to strongly and staunchly put their support behind that party. When if you pay attention to what these Republicans have been doing in the last election and this one, you would really be a dumb Black person to vote Republican and definitely want to participate and contribute to your own demise. If you don't understand or want to believe what I'm saying, just go on Marjorie Greene's page, watch all the clips of her talking about how Black people don't deserve anything and that we are the problem with the country. It's not just her, it's so many white male Republicans. Remember the Republican, I believe from Tennessee, that wanted to bring back lynching? Remember the Jim Crow bills that were established in, I believe, Mississippi, and it was one other state. I can't remember right now. Remember Emmett Till. Remember all of the Black men and women who have been killed all across this country. But when it comes to the Republican opinion of that, they feel like that doesn't matter because it was just a Black person that was killed. And when I say that to you, keep in mind what happened most recently here in New York City with the two Black males who were killed, one in the grocery store in a bodega by an old Spanish man, where the Spanish people came out, rallied, and got that Spanish man out of jail. He faced no charges and went on to live his life, and I believe the city even paid him damages because of the situation that happened in his store. Now, whether the dude was guilty or not, the fact remains that there are laws in this country that Black people only fought and died for to make sure that we would have equality and not be subject to the things that we were subject to before the Civil Rights Bill of walking down the street and having a white person decide to kill you where you stand, and that would be fine because there was no law against that. Or if there were, nobody would acknowledge it or enforce it. So whether you're on this stupid shit of, oh, I hate all Black men because shit ain't going right in my life for me, or I'm a divester and I love fucking white men and all I want to do is talk shit about Black men and hate Black women and Black people. If that's the type of shit you want, more power to you. But your ass is still Black. And when you vote for shit that will hurt us politically and socially, they coming for your dumb ass too. All right? So whether you like these motherfuckers or not, I am not telling you to go out and social justice warrior march the way you do when they get shot by cops. But what I'm telling you is, make sure you take a stand against Republican people so that they don't get those jobs and sit in those seats where they can make laws that take away, remember, our ability to vote. Don't you remember that whole big scandal during Trump's presidency where they went out of their way and they wrote laws to keep Black people from voting? They did everything to invalidate our votes because we were doing the right thing. That's the whole reason why Stacey Abrams had to get up and change a whole state from Republican to Democrat, because she was thinking about the future and the long-term viability of black people, black women especially. See, that's the thing y'all don't understand, is that when these white folks, come on Buddha, coming after black people and trying to make the face of crime and the reason the country's all fucked up the fault of the black male, whether they commit crimes or not, everything in this fucking country is not their fault. The fact that you have white racists is not their fault. The fact that you have white supremacy in this country is not their fault. So when you fall for that shit as black people, you're putting a nail in your own fucking coffin. And you're really under the disillusion of thinking that these people will not put your ass in concentration camps the way they did the Japanese people and others. And you do not think that they won't create legislation to put your ass back in slavery. You are so fucking brainwashed into thinking that these white people really give a fuck about you, that you are out here talking about you will vote for Republicans, when you have seen these motherfuckers all year, and the previous year, and the year before that, booty come, create all types of laws to make your life harder than it needs to be. And not to mention the crazy shit that DeSantis is doing. Y'all better start remembering the history. And if you don't know how people have voted, go on to the government websites. Look at how those representatives voted for diversity, employment, housing, creation of jobs, all types of discrimination and be ended. Go look it up. That way you don't have to guess. You know firsthand how somebody voted in regards to your rights and your ability to live life freely and have autonomy over your own body. Like, y'all are just letting all of this hatred and the way you can't stand black males and how you think about the world in your opinion, which is not how it works. Just throw everything else to the wind and let the biggest calamity fall on us. Like, y'all are not remembering. They're putting an end to affirmative action. That means a lot of black people won't have the jobs that we have today. We won't have the access to education that we had yesterday. They're trying to put an end to diversity of inclusion in hiring, meaning the white person could go whites only. And you really don't have a problem with that because you're so headstrong into worrying about having a vengeance or having a problem with black males, to the point where you are not thinking about what you should be thinking about, which is voting to sustain your liberties and your rights for black women and little girls. I don't give two shits about what black males do, but I got enough sense to know that when I have to vote for something and fight for something that's going to benefit them and me, I'm going to vote for it and fight for it because I'm still black regardless. So I don't know why y'all are turning a blind eye to DeSantis' silly shit about trying to erase our history, writing laws every day to stop black people from having freedoms, and for other people to acknowledge us as human beings and to not only have empathy, but to understand that they should be on black people's sides and not whites. And y'all are just sitting there going along for all the indoctrination of anti-blackness because you have something to fight for, because you believe in, oh, I have a problem with black men, so I'm going to vote Republican. You got to stop doing that silly shit. Because believe me, it's going to hurt us more than it hurts anybody else, because we're the ones working. We're the ones that are, out in this world trying to make our communities better, trying to worry about our future and etc. But you got to stop putting things that have happened currently to the side as if they're not important, because they are. Like I said, I don't think I don't think any of you really read the full decision or opinion of the Roe versus Wade. If you did, you would realize that all of that decision and opinion that those justices wrote up was about taking away all the rights of black people and women. They want to come after your jobs, you to have freedom over your body. They want to take away your right to be able to have inclusion and everything else in this world. They want you to have to ask permission for things that you take advantage of openly right now. So it's a waste of time. You understand? But if you don't start remembering these things that these people are doing and actually take the time to inform yourself and understand what they're coming after you with, you're going to lose. And it's sad to say, but that old adage that they have always said about us, where if you want to hide something from black people, you put it in writing because they don't want to read, it seems to be true. Because if you just simply read that entire 100 and something page opinion from the Supreme Court, you could see everything coming that they have planned for you before it happens. And you have time to stand up and fight against all of the things that they're doing to try to hurt you. But I know you haven't read it because you actually are fixing your mouth to say that I'm going to vote for Republicans. After all the stuff they're doing today, have done in the past, and have done every day in America. It is crazy. But if you don't think that these people do not have a problem putting you back in slavery, you better think again. Or you better go and ask Mississippi and that other state if they ever thought that a law, the so-called Jim Crow law, would ever come into existence where white people have the ultimate say and control over criminal cases and what goes on in court over black people and other representatives of the government. Let that sink in for a little while.